Hey there, all you sexy people. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Kink with Bronzy V. As you know, I am your lovely host, Miss Bronzy V. So, on tonight's episode, we are going to be talking about one night stands. Have you ever had one? Do you like them, or you don't like them? Let me know. So, my take on one night stands, they are a must. Yes, for me, they are a must because sometimes not everybody deserves to get you another time. No, no. And then I also want to know, like, if you're even worth spending time with for a second or third or fourth date, because we could be vibing, like it could be one of those moments where I'm kind of like on the fence about you, and then it's just like the only thing that could possibly save you is what your dick can do. So I want to see what your dick can do, and your dick is the only thing that's saving you from seeing me again. So you better put on an amazing performance. That's all that I have to say. So that's the reason why I believe in those one night stands, because plus they're fun. Who wouldn't want to, just get in the bed and just have a hot, sexy, steamy time and just move on? But, not all the time can be hot and sexy and steamy, because I've had some terrible one night stands, and I'm just, or when you drive home and you just sitting there at the edge of your bed just like this. Like, why I do that? I should have just even went to bed. Like, you mad at yourself in that moment, because it's just like, why did you do that? Because you got dressed. You know how it is when somebody invites you out. You got to get up. You got to get dressed. You got to do all this other stuff and preparing yourself. And then you get there and the dick is not fire. That is just a hurtful feeling. I don't know, people, let me know. Do you feel the same way? You get someplace and the dick was no good, the pussy wasn't no good, it was just straight trash. Let me know. Have you had that moment before? And like I said, that's gonna be a talk in the future too, some worst sex stories that you've had before. So for me, the first time I ever had a one night stand, it was after I was in that 4-year relationship, and my cousin wanted to go on this date with this girl, and she was just like, look, she said we can't go out unless I bring a friend for her brother. Look, you going. Basically, she was just like, there's no ands, no ifs, no buts, no about it. I want this bitch. You're going on this date with me in order for me to obtain her. So I was just like, you know what? I'll go. I'll appease you if that's what you want me to do. But I'm not doing nothing because I don't know him. Because I was still at that, still kind of young, still at that little age where, I was a little prudish about a few things. I was just like, I don't know him. He better not touch me. He better not do this or that to me. I'm all of that, right? So when we get there, I'm completely shocked, shook, everything, because this man walks me into a room, and when I tell you, this is the first thing that he said, because it was right around that time where what's that song by Ludacris, and what's that? Oh my god. The one where he's like, you want to be I can't even remember. Oh my god. Sex Room. That's the one with the Trey songs. It took me forever to freaking get that, and I'm so mad. But Sex Room, with a Trey Songz. So he was just like, oh, Trey Songz and Ludacris ain't the only ones with the sex room. And I was just like, oh, okay. I get in there, it's all red in there. He had some whips on the wall. He had a few little chains there. He had some little flogger thingies. I was just like, did I even think I seen a gag ball that was like sitting on the little desk? I was like, oh, you freaky. I was just like, what did I get myself into? Like, what is this? But let me tell you, I had a fantastic time. Now, did it work out for my cousin? No, her and the girl ended up getting in an argument, and my cousin was just like, you better not give that man your number. If you give that man your number, we're never cousins again. We're never talking again. Look, fam, I love my family, so even though I had a fantastic time with you, sir, fantastic time, fantastic. Man, I literally, oh, cousin, I love you, because Man, I walked away from some fire penis that night. Fire. It was amazing. I had a wonderful, wonderful time. So that was my first time having a one night stand. Let's see. One of the worst one night stands that I have ever had. Let's see. I met this man at a club. Happily with the crazy part about it, I was with the same cousin. We were out one night and I happened to meet this guy at the bar, and his friend walks up to me and he's like, my homeboy is a little shy, but he really has a crush on you, and whatever the case may be, you want to talk. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Let's go and talk. We can do that. We can talk. So we're sitting there, we're conversing, and he's like, do you want to, come to my place? And I'm like, at first I was like, yay, nay. All these other things were going in my head. At the time, I was a little bit bigger in my life. I was almost 240 pounds at one point. The heaviest I ever was 270. And this was probably around that time that I was like the 270-ish. And he was heavy set himself too. Like, he had to be in the fours, honestly. But anyway, so we get there, or we're at his house, and I'm just like, you know what? I couldn't find the product. It took a little bit. I was pushing, he was pushing. It was a lot to deal with. I understood what Monique was saying by 2+ size people just shouldn't have sex together. It's a lot going on there in that moment. So yeah, it was a lot going on for the both of us. So he was huffing, I was huffing and puffing, and we were just sweaty. It wasn't a nice time. And so by the time that I found it, I was just like, what am I going to do with this? Because I'm big, and, the way that my cheeks and the way that your stomach and my cheeks and my fat and all of this, how are we going to make this happen? And at the time, I wasn't very well versed, in the sexual life as well. So I'm just like, oh my God, what's going on? How am I going to do this? So it was horrible. It was very, very horrible, because it was hard, but it wasn't big enough to go in there. Like I said, it was a terrible time. And then he tried to finger me. Now, I don't have nothing wrong with fingering. I've been with a man that, couldn't, plenty of men, I just don't even want to say a man, plenty of men that their equipment didn't work. And baby, that was some of the best sex of my life, baby. So believe me, you can, if the equipment don't work down there, there are ways around it. So he was trying with the, his little fingers and everything, and I'm just like, okay, what are you doing, sir? You're in there. And then he just felt like he was scratching me because his nails was kind of long. I was just like, ew, ew. And then all I was thinking in my head is tetanus shot, tetanus shot, tetanus shot. Is his hands clean? Is this? All these things were going in my head because he just felt like he was just scratching. And I was just like, ew, ew, stop, stop, stop. Very upset. I'm telling you, upset. So that was the worst one night stand that I have ever had. And then this fool tried it a few months later, because he knew what it was. He knew that he was not getting another phone call. I wasn't hitting him up. We both kind of knew what it was, but he thought that it would be cute to hit me up again. Sir, if the dick was fire, if you were fire, you could have got another night with me. But you were terrible, with a capital T. Terrible. So therefore, you could not get another chance, another nothing. Okay, because the V train had left the station. Okay, you were, no, not another chance in hell. Okay, sir. And then the funny part about it, because he was just like, oh, so I'm hitting you up now. Sorry, I didn't hit you up, months ago, because I had dropped my phone in the water and I lost your number. So my response to that, because I'm like, do you think I'm stupid? Because one, do not, and I repeat, do not hit me up after 9 o'clock at night unless you and I have given already this type of rapport, made this type of rapport with one another. I am a strong, firm, old school person. Do not hit up my phone after 9 p.m. because ain't nothing going on after 9 p.m. than you freaking in them sheets. That's all you want from me, sir. That's all you want from me, so don't play a fool, okay? So, like I said, unless you and I have already made that rapport together and built that rapport together, then you can hit me up after 9 o'clock, because I'm going to definitely hit you up after 9 o'clock if I want some. You know how it is. So, therefore, like I said, so you already had fucked up by hitting me up. It was like 11, almost 12. And then talking about that your phone had fallen in the water. You had forgotten my number. How are you texting me then now, sir? How, Sway? How? And this was back, early, this is about 10 years ago. So, like, all this new stuff that they have, technology figuring out how to get the phone number, all that. No, didn't have that. So, sir, you thought you tried it. You really did, but you got shut down, all the way down. But yes, so that was the worst one that I have ever had. But baby, when I tell you, they're fun. They are so much fun. Don't let me influence you. If you don't like them, and you have your reasons why you don't like them, don't let me influence you not to go and get out there and do it. Hey, I'm just a little biased over here. Since I have done it, hey, I'm just gonna be like, give it a little try. It won't hurt. It won't hurt. Unless it's a worse one, then I really apologize. I apologize ahead of time. You hadn't done no one night stands, and then you watched this video, and I promoted you to do a one night stand, and you did one. It was terrible. I can take that for you. I can take that L for you. Okay, I apologize in advance. Okay. So, as you always know, it was a pleasure speaking with you today. So let me know. I want to know your stories. I want to know them. Let me know. Worst ones, your best one night stands. Do you believe in one night stands? Have you ever had a one night stand? Let me know. Let me know, because I'm over here. I'm curious as all hell. You know me, I'm a freak. I love watching people have sex. That's one of my best things. I love listening to people's stories. I want to hear it. I want to hear from you. If you are too shy to put it in the comments, go ahead and you can send me an email or a private message with your story, and with your permission, I'll go ahead and share it. You guys, let me know if I can share your stories or not. You can share them with me, but I just want you to know if it's okay for me to share them with the world. Okay. All right. As you know, it was a pleasure. Look at me getting all tongue tied. It was a pleasure speaking with you today. Once again, thank you for hanging out on Let's Talk Kink with Bronzy V. Later, sex kittens.